Hi, I'm edA-qa Mort-ora-y, and today I want to be designing a Christmas tree puzzle. This is part of my design series, whereas last week I designed this gingerbread puzzle. This gingerbread man puzzle turned out to be harder than I wanted it to be. It was supposed to be, I kept it simple, but apparently cellular automation is not as common as people would think. So this one is a bit difficult. Check this one out. I'll throw it into the chat in the history. I'll put it in the description as well. See if you can figure this one out while you're watching. And it's a fairly patterned progression between rows, and the symbols line up with the things at the bottom, what we're going to do. And these are part of the series of puzzles that I've done, as opposed to the gingerbread man. I've also did this, edA-qa's cat was the first one I did. What's the name of my cat? That was the most popular one so far. And that was based on a puzzle I already had. And snacking bears was also a good one. It was kind of a hit or miss. People that got it seemed to have got it quickly, and it was an interesting one. And what other one did I have here? What else did I have? Snacking bears, the advent calendars. Most people got this one. This was a relatively simple one, the advent candles. And you can watch the videos of how I did all of these if you check out my YouTube channel. I show you how I put all of them together. In particular, how I did the design of the puzzles. That's a big part of it. I want to show people how I'm designing the puzzles, not just like the graphic design of it, which I mainly use stock art, but the actual thinking behind the design. Okay, so today I want to do a Christmas tree puzzle. And I started with some Christmas trees. So I'm going to find out, I think I'm going to have a higher template, so we're going to have to do something. I want a taller template this time. We'll get to that. What I want to do today is a, what can I call them? A counting puzzle. It's Christmas. It's supposed to be festive. I don't want a very difficult one. I want a relatively simple puzzle this time, because the last one is too hard. So I'm going to rotate back and forth. Part of the reason why I'm doing these puzzles is also so I can gauge the difficulty for when I do my main games over at edA-qa's room. And edA-qa's room, I'm working on a new one right now. I have these little balls that move around. This isn't very interesting yet, but this is the basis of a new mechanism for how the game, I can have interactive things that move stuff around. Okay, today, Christmas tree. Let's focus on the Christmas tree. So I'm over at Vector Stock. It's where I typically do all my art. Gee, I should really see if I can do like affiliate links to make some money from them. If anybody goes there, probably not. Whatever. I just they have Vector Graphics. And I want a Christmas tree. And there's a whole bunch of Christmas trees, obviously. But I want a counting one. And so the idea is I'm going to count presents, and then count the baubles on the tree, or I'm going to count maybe stars, something else. Things that have presents in the background aren't so great because they're hard to count, but I can clear that up afterwards. So there's one. This one that came up fairly early. Now this is the same one with the background. The background's nice, and I'm thinking maybe I should use a background. I usually have my own background, but maybe for a change I use a different background. As long as I have the form, it'll be consistent. And it's essentially this one here, some slightly different colors. I mean, these ones are more decent. This is a bit crazy with the colors, but if I want the background, I'll go with this one. And so I'm just going through the process of how I narrow this down now. This one here looks pretty. I do like this one. This one is from C. Martini, because it's got a few other things I can count. I've got some canes on here. The bulbs I'd have to clean up. There's only so many bulbs, and you have to be careful with the bulbs that you can see them. I might have to move that one. There's a bunch of lights, and there's way too many of those lights, I think, and it's confusing. It's really hard to actually count the lights. So I wouldn't want lights. If I did this one, I wouldn't use lights. So it might actually just be too busy. This one here, I like the simplicity, but it's very bad for counting. Other than the bulbs and the candle canes, it's just, you can't count the other things, and it gets a little bit, it's a nice style, and I use this for a game, but the distinction, even though it looks like content, it's just not very good for picking items out and counting them. So I'll leave that one away. This one's great for counting. This one would be perfect. It's got the clear bulbs, it's got some gingerbread things to count, and it's got some candy canes, and it's got some stars, and people are likely to forget the star on the top. And you know, I really hate this on Vector Stock, that when you hover over it, it brings up these little items for you, so you can't like point to stuff. It's just like, go away, go away. All right, so this one works. I kind of like it. The problem with this one, it doesn't have a place for gifts at the bottom. I could add them, but this one is really stylish. You could have the bulbs, very clearly count the bulbs. The cones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can count the cones as well. That would be an additional count. The gifts, forget about it. You can't count the gifts. You'd have to clear that up a bit. It's possible. This one's possible. I'm not sure. This one's possible to do, but I don't know. This one here is something very easy to count. You could really easily count this one. You have the little snowflakes, you have the bulbs, and you have the little sheep. It'd be fun to count, but if I had to choose a count, I'd choose this one. So I'm uncertain. I don't like this one now. Let's get rid of that one. This is another one that has a clear possibility to count. We have, again, it's the lights though. You have to be careful of the lights, but I won't count the lights. But there's some candy canes, not so hidden 1, 2, 3 candy canes. Great. Then I can replace this with a star or two, or put the star on the top, and then there's presents down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Get rid of the other ones there. Get rid of the bulbs down here because that would be tricky as well. So I'm starting to like this one here. And I think it's better than this one. It's clearer. Like this one is more decent, but this one's clearer. So let's get rid of that one. And these are for the other. I'll go back later. Now I have to make the decision of what I want. So this one looks decent. But the problem is when you have, especially when using vector stuck, when you have like these nice, clear, stylistic graphics like this, it gets really hard to mix them with other things. So this one looks great. I wouldn't mind using it, but then I would be stuck with just this. And that might actually be okay. You have little stars, but then you have to count like the snowflakes. And counting these snowflakes, well, I'd have to get rid of the stars because is a star a snowflake or not? And then do I have the shape for the snowflakes? So let's think about that one. This one here looks nice, but I could put gifts at the bottom, but I think it's too busy with the lights. Nice picture, but for a puzzle to find the lights, not that great. So I'm back to ones like this. So I have this one. This one's also nice. It's got the bulbs, got the presents, and I could count the stars. It would work. Definitely this one would work. And it's a bit much to count there. This one would work. It's a bit harder to work with. Or I have this one. It's not so traditional, but it would work. But I like this one better. If I compared these two, I clearly like that one more. If I compare these two, well, it's hard to say. This one has this nice background, and it's just more compelling with the background. And I could do a very simple shape-based matching. So I had the cane, a cane. I could add 4 elements: presents, cane, bulb, and star. And I'm wondering if this star here would be too much. I kind of like this one more than this one for sure. This one, well, this one's a bit less to count. So there we go. That's how I make my decision process. A lot of thinking about how the game is actually going to work. So I'll do this one. I'm going to clip the background somehow. We're going to split that out, figure out what to do with that. So let's grab this one. Only takes 1 credit this time, very typical. And close all these things here. You save this. I'm in the file. Let's download this image. Don't want that one. So VectorStock offers a bunch of different ways to download it. But if you've seen the show before, there's only one useful way, and that's the Illustrator file. These EPS and PDF files are completely and utterly useless unless you need a static image. If you want to work with the image, only Illustrator is useful. I have not found any importer of EPS that maintains groups, and that applies to the PDF then as well. So on these sites, I find it really unfortunate that virtually the only option you have is Illustrator, unless you just want a static image. If you want to modify it, you have no choice but to Illustrator. I really wish they would offer SVG and people would export to SVG, because this is like one of the main reasons I keep using Illustrator just for that. So let's grab this, download this, and save the file somewhere. Single stock Christmas tree. Christmas tree vector stock. There we go. And now I have to go over to Windows to actually work with this. Open up my network drive. Single stock Where is the Christmas tree? Christmas tree. Let's open that one up. So all I'm doing in here is I'm going to open an Illustrator because it's an AI file, and then I'm just going to export SVG. I haven't tried again recently how well Inkscape opens the AIs directly. It's a little bit better than the EPS, of course. Okay, so now I'm hoping I don't have troubles with Inkscape in this one. I'm going to export this one as an SVG. Export as SVG. Here we go. We should remember these settings. 5. I don't really need to minify. It doesn't make a difference there. Responsive. I don't even know what that does, to be honest. I have no idea what that flag does. Internal SDS. This has proven not to be so good with Inkscape. It has some issues dealing with the CSS when ungrouping stuff. Inline style is one that works, but I might as well just go to presentation attributes. It makes it bigger. When I do my game, I'd clean this up. For these ones, doesn't make a difference. Preserve names. Preserve that. Images, yeah, we keep the names. This is the only version that works. Okay. Now off to Inkscape. Oops. Make the same mistake every week. I have to leave the VirtualBox before I can press Alt-Space and open stuff up. Oops, knocked my mouse over somehow. Okay. All right, so I'm going to open that one up, and I'm just going to hope it works. Remember, I have some issues sometimes with these files. Yeah, see, this is it's unfortunate. I file these issues with Inkscape. I'm hoping they slowly fix them, and this slows down the process a little bit. So what I have to do now is I have to figure out how to break that file out into different things. And I have to figure out how to close this window too. Whatever, let's let it close. Let's go back to AI. And we're hoping to do a few things here. Now I'm gonna make this bigger. I don't actually like Illustrator. There's a reason why I use Inkscape, even though it crashes sometimes, is that the controls are horrible here. They don't make sense, and it's just hard to move certain things. So first of all, I want to duplicate this. Also, it's really tiny, and there's no way to increase the font size. That's probably my biggest problem with these things, is I can't use them effectively. Okay, where is... There's a duplicate option here somewhere. Whatever, let's just copy all for now. I don't know why copying takes so long. Let's do a new one, and whatever, let's just take this one. I don't care, I just need the vectors. So apparently Illustrator has issues working with some of these files as well. I mean, it's taking a while. Oh, great. All right, it just didn't paste it at all. All right, so is there a way to just duplicate? There's got to be a duplicate function. Every program has a duplicate document function. Not this one, apparently. Where is my duplicate? Duplicate, come out, wherever you are, come out. So save a copy of this. Save a copy as Christmas tree converted. Why is it now converted copy? Not converted. Let's just do copy. Let's just do -2. And why did you give me so many options? Just let me save it. So that's not the, okay. So now I'm going to go to layers. I'm going to find out. What the hell was that? Oh, that's a clipping group. All right, so that's the reason the background's slow, because I had all these extra trees back here. So let's just get rid of these trees first of all. Hello. Damn it. Like I say, it's hard to work with Illustrator. I really want to highlight those and get rid of them. Now it gets rid of some of the back there. I didn't want to get rid of all of them. All right, where is the tree bit? I just want the tree bit. Where's the tree bit? Let's keep getting rid of stuff until we have just the tree. Don't select anything. Yep. There you go. Okay. Get rid of more stuff. What was that? I don't really need that. Don't really need that. Okay, so now we're into this group. This looks like the high-level stuff here. This looks like we've isolated just the tree. Don't actually need the squirrel. Right-click, please make right-click work in the next version. Delete group. We don't need this noodle one. I'm not going to use that in the end. It'll be confusing for the items. Delete that. There's a bauble here I don't need. Delete that group as well. So this leaves the stuff I actually want in the foreground, what I'm going to be working with. Now you have to just see now whether we can get this to export correctly. So if I export this, is it going to leave all of these as hidden groups or not? So I saved a copy, so let's just save that again. Save it. It's got to be like a duplicate. Why can't I just duplicate this? Don't show me again. I chose save. I shouldn't have to choose the name of it again. Okay. There's a reason I don't like using Illustrator. Unfortunately, it's the only one that works with stock graphic sites. Okay, let's see what happens if I export this now with just this export as Christmas tree converted. Okay, well, we got that. That's fine. Yes, I want to replace it. Presentation attributes. Got it all there. Now let's see if Inkscape can load this one now. The joy of doing design is fighting with tools. I'm glad nobody's exempt from that. It's not just programming that I do that's fighting with tools. Everybody gets to fight with tools. Okay, here we got this one. Well, it didn't crash, but it didn't render it. There's clearly stuff here. Let's ungroup that. Let's ungroup that. Let's ungroup that. I think it might have to do with the clip path that's broken. And this is a massive group. It's actually doing something now, it looks like. It's just taking forever. Aha, look! It may have actually worked. So this thing has a shitload of objects in it. I have a feeling like they rendered, yeah, well, they rendered the tree itself. So this one actually loads. Great, this is wonderful. I'm gonna save this one like this. Save. And I'm curious as to how big this file actually is. Source, escape, singles, stock. Show me the details. Christmas tree converted SVG. Yeah, you know, it's it's only 7.4 megabytes. Not terrible. You can deal with that. Eventually, I'm going to have to upgrade my source control because I have lots of graphics in there, and Bitbucket starts getting bitchy if you have large files. I don't know why. So I got that. I can deal with that. Now this file will be way too big to use in one of my games because it would take too long to load that and to render it. As you can see, it'd be a problem. But for these static ones, it won't be an issue because it's just going to be a static image on the web eventually. For the game, what I would end up doing if I use such a graphic is I'd isolate like the background and I would make that into a static image and then just put the stuff I need to modify on top of it. I've made my pipeline work a lot better with that. All right, now let's go back. I want to capture the background as well. So it's just, I'm going to delete it this way. We're going to go here. We need to delete all of these layers and then show the other ones again. Come on, layers. So now we have the background. This bobble doesn't need to be there. Delete that group, no bobble. I don't know where that thing's from. I don't know what this thing is. I don't know what that made a difference. One of these must be the text. I don't know which one the text is. Somewhere hiding in here is the text. Huh. Hello, there's one. Assume that's the other one. Just space in the stars. Let's just get rid of those ones as well before I export. The rest will leave. I think I could fit this in there, the image. I'm going to see what the size of this is. I might actually export this to an image directly. But let's see if Inkscape can handle this. Probably not. So what do I want to do? I'm going to export this first to SVG just so I have it. Export as not Christmas tree, not converted, but background. All right, save this. And I save it because there's a chance it's going to crash on me now. All right, so I save that. Where's my Christmas tree background now? Where'd it go? Hello? Did you not export? Export as... Well, what happened to it? I'm pretty sure I have video evidence. And it's there. Export. Why can't I open it? Oh, what happened? That one's actually smaller. Interesting. So again, we have a clipping issue. Let's ungroup this. Ungroup some more. Ungroup some more. There we go. Now I have a background. This is really weird that this one has all this stuff in it. Let's go into this group and get rid of stuff. Did that actually change something? It would change something ever so subtly in the picture. Okay. So how do I want to do that? That's fine. What is this down here? It doesn't actually show up. It's like a pile of snow. It's going to get confusing in the image. Nope, that's bad. That's weird. There's like some weird snow-like thing. I wonder if there should be a different color. Like this is a different snow. Whoa, what is that? Okay, that's not a good thing. I'll just leave that there. Now I'm just gonna, I think I'm gonna clip to it. This is probably gonna create hell for me in the other one to put this in the background. Well, let's just try it. No, I'm gonna clip it. All right, let's change the document size. This looks to be pixel, 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 pixel. Let's make it 1,000 high. Let's find out what that is. Actually, no, it looks more like it was 600 high. It was closer to what it originally was. And it's a narrow one, so 400. I could just change the size again. Okay, that should be clipped to it. We're not going to see that until I actually export it. I wish Inkscape had a sort of clipped view, but let's export this thing here to width. It's a background. The final image is going to be compressed a lot, but initially I'm just going to make it small so I don't overload the other one. And by small, I say I'm going to do like a 1920 and export this as question. Where should it be? Probably in the stock. I'm going to link to it. Never thought about where I link to these things, so I don't actually delete them and get them back. The stock has always been stuff that I can delete. Like all of this stuff here is supposed to work without the stock. So if I want to create something for export, I need to create a separate folder, parts, Christmas background. Christmas background. Did it put the .png in the end? It did not. We're going to export the page in 1920. That's why it's a bit weird. So that's a super high. That's a pretty big image. Oh well. Let's export it. Now I got to open up a new one. So this is the Christmas tree and Christmas background, and the magnet board is something I was working on for the rest of the game. Now I want to open up the gingerbread man one because this is my template. So I have an issue with the template so far. That it doesn't accommodate other sizes, and this Christmas tree one should clearly be taller. The portrait format is always preferred online media. They've optimized for phones, so portrait is better, so I'm never going to make it wider, but I could make it taller. So let's just call this one Christmas tree. Let's get rid of all this stuff. Yes, this is how I do templates. I just delete the previous one. I could leave that on there. This is clearly not needed. All right, so I want to go get my Christmas tree. Christmas tree. Wow, this is going to be a pain. The pasting is slow. The pasting is slow. So what I might actually do is the same thing with the background. I might export that one graphic and get rid of the tree in this one. Because this is going to be too hard to work with. There's a hidden bulb back there. And these haven't been grouped very well. Oh, that's a pain to work with. Okay, so this is going to be a pain. What do I want to get rid of here? That's just too much stuff. How is the background grouped? Amazing. Oh, some of these are really hard to import. So I don't need to import. I don't need to fix it all for the static puzzles. It's the one advantage I have doing a static puzzle is I don't actually have to fix the grouping to make this work. It's just going to be really slow to work with. My fan on my computer actually turned on the CPU. Amazing. It's usually absolutely silent. Now it turned on. Okay, so I need to change the background size. I don't know how big it has to be, but that means splitting up the stuff here. I can probably get it here. That's something on the top, put that in the bottom. Stick stuff on the side. I don't know. Can I put the graphic up there? That'll work. And some text up here. No, don't move that. I don't know why I did that as a background here. I want to get to there. Come on. This is weird. How did that text end up in that group? Okay, this group goes over here now. I should be able to work with this like this. This should possibly work. I have enough places here to put the clues and stuff. Let's just get this background bigger. And this is something I don't, in the design, a lot of these programs I have a problem with is I want to stretch the background, but I just want to move these things here. And this becomes a real pain because I don't have an easy way to just split that up. So what I really want to do is let's go to the layers here first of all. Layers, background, get rid of this layer. Hide that layer. Why are you not hiding? Why are you not hiding that layer? Hide. That's what I want. That's just really weird. So unlock the background. What I think I have to do is I have to break the background up into 3 bits or 2 bits so I can stretch the one and stretch the middle, and that'll make it easier to work with. I never have to stretch the width. I'm never going to make a wider one. So what do I have here? I have these groups. I don't need to care about the background group. I love the XML Explorer in this one, actually. There we go. There's 3 paths, a rectangle, a path, and a path. I just need those 2 paths to be grouped together. Is that really just... All right, so 2 of those. Wait, why do I have 2 of them there? Wait, that's weird. It is slightly thicker with that one. But I'm going to live with that. Let's go back. Sorry, I'm distracted now. I have to figure out why I have stroke style is 5 pixels. And on the other one, 5 pixels. So I don't actually need that one. That's weird. I wonder where it came from. Makes my job easier now if I have these 2 having 1 path. Except, oh yeah. So how to stretch this one? So there's 2 ways to stretch it. I have this one background. You go into here and you can take this. These I can just move down. This is probably going to be the way that works the best for this one. This works with a single object. This type of thing really sucks if you have groups and stuff. But I'll worry about that another day because I have this one working just fine. Just lock that one for a second. I don't know why locking takes so long. So that should be enough for that. Will that be enough space? I think so. I think this is enough. Gives me a little bit of wiggle room down there. I'm probably going to remove that package anyways. I'm uncertain about the packages here. The GIFs aren't exactly the shape I want, and we're going to see that later. I need some way to refer to the GIFs without the shapes. But let's change the document size now. All right, there we go. Line up to that. So what I want is I want a count thing, preferably 4 digits. So I could have cane, bauble, star, and star is a bit tricky because there are 3 stars here, and then box. Now the issue with box is how do I do that? So I think I can tell you what my idea is here. Let's lock this background again, unlock this one. Go into this layer, grab my candy cane, put it over here. Oh yeah, this is going to be a major pain with some of these because they're not actually. Right, these grouped very differently than what I would prefer at this point. And I could actually just go get a different candy cane because I'm going to shade this differently anyways. Because you don't want to make it super exactly the same. You know what I should have looked like? I actually only need the general shape. So one of these things probably has that general shape in it already. I don't even know what that is. See, I don't actually need the whole shape. I should have just copied the one bit out I needed. One of these, there we go. That's all the shape I need. Just get rid of all this other stuff here. Make sure there's nothing there. All I needed was this shape. I'm going to make these this color for now. Cancel that out, get out, throw it in a group over here. So it'll sit like over here somewhere, and we'll have this pattern of shapes. So that's my candy cane shape. I'm going to get that one. I'm going to need a bauble as well, but for the bauble, I just really want a circle. Whatever that color is. I don't know why it is 50%. It needs no stroke. So an idealized cane would actually be better. I should actually do a better cane than that, but that's okay. Now I want a star as well. A star, 5 sides. A star shape. What is that doing? Why is it? Why can't I make the star shape? Spoke ratio, why is that? 2. Spoke ratio is 0. 0.5. What's my typical star? There we go. That's 5 is good. So now I have the star. We'll have to work that in later. And what do I do for the GIFs? That's the problem with the GIFs, is do you count them all the same shape or not? I wanted just boxes, because boxes are a lot clearer. Because if I just put a square over there, what is it referring to? Just the square boxes? Or all of the presents? So other GIFs would be better. And if I put a bow would work, but I'd have to get rid of the bell. And these bows are all different. So in terms of puzzle design, it's like it's a challenge here now to decide, how do I refer to these GIFs? Will people just know to count all of them? Or will they count only the square ones? Or will they count only the one with a particular bow? How stylized does this have to be? I could go get other GIFs. That might be the easier option. Now I had them in another stock graphic somewhere else already because I used GIFs somewhere else. Where did I use photos of presents? I thought I had presents. let's see what, I'm going to check Pixabay this time then. GIFs. Oh, I want vector graphics. Actually, I want to use Open Clip Art first because they have the names of the authors if they're there. So I much prefer that. So let's see. Christmas present. Here's a Christmas present. So I can just use other Christmas presents. The graphics won't necessarily line up the same. What do they look like? It should be okay. That one looked okay. This one looks okay. That one fits really well from Glitch. It's a really nice one. And the other ones don't quite. This one works actually as well. Shit, where did I use this before? I used these in a game before. I remember these graphics. So I have two Christmas presents there. The purple one, I don't know. No, it doesn't really have the same style. What does that do? So purple one gifts there. Let's just see if I get rid of the Christmas part and just say present. If I get some other ones that are wrapped nicely. These ones don't quite fit. It's really weird that it has like sometimes pages of like just a few of them. Here's some nice stuff to put in the tree. Might come back there and put those on. Cute little owl. I've used that owl before somewhere. These are nice presents, but they don't have that pseudo 3D shape. I already have that one. What else do I have? I've used those candles last week in the Advent calendar, as you saw. Did I have this one? Let's open that. I don't think I had that one. I'm positive I used these gifts somewhere before. I can't remember where. So I'm going to do that. And now I'm just going to go to vector stock as well and say, look, what does vector stock have? Does somebody have Christmas presents for me that I can just use all of them? Like these have all square presents. That's a possibility there. Not quite the same picture presents. So let's see what else they have here. How many do I have? How many would I need to have here? I have 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that one square? No. 1, 2, 3, 4. More is better. Can have up to 9 before the numbers get weird. Here's a good set of presents right here. Might that actually be from the same author? Actually, that's the first thing to check. Go back to the Christmas friend tree here. Let's check the author. Actually, first of all, I got to start cataloging these things here. Keep a record of where I get the graphics from. And Advent candle, this is where I have it. All file as. This is now Christmas tree. File. And the artist is. I'm going to follow them. How do I follow them? Profile is at Vectors by C. Martini. I guess we're going to call it C. Martini. They have an option to put proper names there, so this is the way they wanted it spelled, is my assumption. Do they have presents? Because I can use their presents. It's probably the most likely to have the similar style. Right here, oh god, it's going to have all those pictures again that I have to fight with. Oh, let's open a new tab. Christmas presents, they have more there. All right, let's do presents. Aha! Hey, he's got a good selection here of presents. So I might just go with them. Square ones. Which one looks better? This has more variety, actually, which may or may not be good. The square boxes are good. Square boxes. I just need boxy ones. So the key is I just want a bunch of boxy ones. Save me some effort. And I'm just checking around what they have for the boxy ones. Shadow matching. He actually has a puzzle game. Shadow matching. Interesting. Puzzle, 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 puzzle. I'll just take the whole collection of boxes. All right, let's go grab this one. Yeah, let's grab that. 3 credits for this one. This is pretty weird. I mean, it's just totally fine. I mean, 3 credits is still super cheap. It's just like some of these stock sites I really wonder because I used the 1 credit for the tree and all these gifts. And now for the presents, I'm going to use 3 credits. All of these are underpriced on this site anyways, but just a weird option. Don't want to save that. I want to save the vector file, download it. Save the file. These are presents. Go back to Windows. No. Let's open that file. Oops. Presents. Where are the presents? Presents. There we go. I have no idea how to. Oh, that actually worked. Scrolling. Figure out how to scroll that. I don't know how to zoom in. Anybody know how to zoom in on Illustrator with the mouse? Is it possible? It doesn't appear possible to zoom in with the mouse. That's really weird. All right, crescent stock converted. Let's go for that. Looks good to me. So everything's saved here. Make sure it's saved. Don't actually need this. This is save this one. Don't need that anymore. I've got the background. Actually, I didn't import it yet. This one, let's just open up a new one. Presents. There we go. That's awesome. Now I have presents. Perfect. Oh my! What happened here? These weren't actually put in a clip box. These are actually clipped. That can't be. This is just weird. There's no way they would do that. Ungroup. This is really weird in a. You can't ungroup in the group display. And there's a clipping mask on here somewhere. All right, I don't know what that did. Release to layers always screws me up. Let's see if I can export this one now. Yes, that's good, that's good. Does this have the clipping mask on it still now? No, no, it's nobody wants. Go away. Give me the one without clipping. I can see here in the small view that they're not clipped. Where is the clipping mask? I want to... get rid of the clipping. Go away. Go away, clipping. Go away. I don't want clipping. Illustrator just boggles me. I just don't. And this is the first time it's not exported the layers correctly. Like the layer, it's hard baking. It rarely does that. It rarely hard bakes the clipping, which is surprising to me that it's doing it now. Oh, but it's even there. Shit, maybe it is clipping. Maybe I just can't see it correctly here. Oh shit, it is actually baked in. So it's not, it is extra, so it's not clipping, because that's what it says. It's usually rare that it does that. Oh, no, that kind of sucks. I highly doubt he meant to do that in the export, because that's very rare that that happens, because usually you'd want a few, but that gives us with a few gifts here. That's fine. Let's take these gifts here. I didn't realize there's not as many gifts there, though, because there's a couple duplicates, so... Oh, well, whatever. As I said, the price of these things are pretty low anyways, so it's not like I've wasted a lot. It's unfortunate that this isn't. Get rid of that. Getting rid of these is going to be a bit of a challenge here, because I have to make sure, because the rest of this stuff isn't grouped, I don't want to get rid of anything else that's not grouped. I got rid of some of the tree, but I'm going to live with that. Oops, that was too much of the tree. This is nicer when they're kept in groups in the source format, obviously, because it makes it easier to work with. This is like where I spend most of the biggest problem with working with stock graphics is actually dealing with that type of grouping issue. I'd love to make my own graphics, but I don't. I just time, ability. So I'm getting rid of these presents so there's no confusion when we say presents that we mean only square ones. And that's a typical red herring in games, where if I put a box down, so I put a box in the sequence of, I'm modifying the wrong image. Why am I doing this? Whatever, we'll modify it afterwards. I meant to be modifying this one. So when I put a box in the sequence, I wanted to make it clear that it's only the boxes, not something else. This is the one place where I wish I had the mode from Illustrator, where it selects the ones you've touched. And there must be a way to do that. What did that do? Aha, that actually does that. Cool. Get rid of this stuff. Well, I didn't like that. Cool. Got rid of some. We're going to do like this. This mode is really slow. Oh no. Maybe faster, just click and delete them as is. Yeah, it's the rubber band selection is really slow. Nope, nope, not that one. Not that one either. Let's go these ones here. There you go. Save this while I've done some work on it. I don't know how to get rid of these in a group. They're just not in a group, so there's really not many options here. Damn it. Got to get rid of this bag as well, but I can't select the things behind it. Now what happened? No. What happened? Go back. You can see some of the objects behind it I've accidentally deleted, I think. We're going to live with that, though. I want to keep that shadow. So, deleting this stuff, always lots of fun. It's better than what I'd have to do for the game, where I'd actually have to make groups out of them. And I actually have backtracked out of some graphics before because of the fact if they're not grouped, it's too hard to work with for the game where I have to animate things. So this is the same one. I think my animator friend, she would also just reject this file if I gave it to her and said, can you animate this, because the layers are essentially not usable. And so I think most vector stock graphics are still not being used for things like animation or for changing stuff. It's always just static images still, which is unfortunate. I'd be happy to, give more than like 1 credit for files that are properly grouped. I could just leave these on the tree, but that looks silly. And so what do I have? Oh, come on, this one has very nice ribbon. Very nice. It would have been beautiful if it were grouped. So the rest of the pink stuff is on the tree because it's actually the root of the tree. That's actually part of the ribbon. And so you notice you lost some details there, but that's okay, I'll stick. So I have that. I have some presents now. Now I'm going to go grab those other presents. This one wasn't supposed to be here anyways. It's not supposed to be in that group. Mouse will keep the new ones grouped at least. Where'd it go? Oops, that was not intended. Oh, don't save this one anyways. This one's done. Close without saving. Give me the presents. Give me the presents. Give me that present. Put that one in the scene. Good. We'll rotate it later. This one here. Put that one in the scene as well. Great. This one here. Throw that one in the scene. Gonna have to change the size. And do I have one more that's kind of pretty? Well, the ones from Pixabay are good, but these ones fit the pattern as well. Let's just do one more. It's there. Why not? People love presents. Let's see if this one fits too. It's the only last complete image I have. This one's too big. I'm actually going to shrink it this way a bit. I know it's a bit weird, but it actually makes it look more boxy, which is kind of what we're going to want. This one's too big. Throw this one in the back. Not that far in the back. That one almost doesn't fit. It's like the wrong projection. I mean, they're all kind of weird projections, but that one's just like really the wrong projection. Make this one a bit more boxy again as well. Put that one horizontally. It's just weird. It may be the wrong projection, but okay. We're going to live with that one as the wrong projection here. That one actually works okay. This one, you can't see the top, and I notice that now that it's really facing the wrong way. So let's get rid of that projection. So now I have 6 presents, which would be enough. I'll put this one in the top or in the back. If I put it right in the back, it looks like it's hiding behind the tree, which is good. It's hiding, but it should be smaller. Or if I put it in front, I kind of liked it in front more. But in front, it should really just go in front here. So I have some gifts around the tree. That's good there. We have some empty white space in the bottom, which is not so perfect. I would really like for the rest of the gifts to be further down. But as we know, they're not grouped, so let's not put them, let's not worry too much about it. This goes nicely there. Let's move this over here, move that one a bit more over there. We'll have to watch that with the bauble, the pink one, and this red one here too, that people don't count those baubles. That one's probably okay. Let's make it appear there is a bauble there. I kind of like them jammed together a bit more though. Let's just hide that bauble. No bauble there. All right, so this is taking longer than I wanted because mainly graphic stuff. I changed it here as well. So we have to get rid of some baubles. So we have a star, and now I just want a box, right? That was the whole reason for doing this, is put a box here. The cane has to be more generic though. This cane has to be a more generic shape, so it's clear. Or is there an easy way to make a cane shape? I want an easy cane shape. What's an easy way to do a cane shape? I could probably just go in and patch up this cane shape. Make this square, get rid of these shapes here. Oops, not that. Cane shape, make this rounder. Make that rounder, make that way. Don't really need that one. Don't really need that one. These are not quite symmetrical. Bring this one down here. Make this one vertical as well, and this one vertical as well. This one needs to be smooth. Oops. There's like a weird sort of there's too many things here. There's 2 buttons, there's 2 things there. That's the issue. Put that one back up. At some point I should just make that line up with that one over there. Got them there. Make this a normal bubble. Make this a normal shape. Actually, there's probably an easier way to do this. That's kind of bad cane. These should just go straight down like the other side. There should be no... It's not so round. Notice, but these canes aren't actually so round, so I'd just go with it. A bit squishier. No, don't, just adjust it this way a bit. I could take away the canes, but the canes actually are a good indication too that there's something with the canes. You need a combination there. And this is the box, the star. The star is rotated wrong. Make a huge difference. Circle could probably be a bit smaller, the circle bubble, and the square as well. It's a bit too dominant. Okay, so I have that. So the combination basically is going to be, let's clean that up first. I gotta put the thing there. So there's 6 there, there's 3 stars. There's 3 candy canes, which is fine. There's 2 of the same number. And the baubles are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And you got to get rid of these weird baubles. No weird baubles. Bye-bye weird bauble. Because that's going to confuse people. It's unfair. It's a red herring then, because you're not sure if they're part of the count or not. Bye-bye, weird bubble. There's another weird bubble over here. Okay. Can leave the lights on, can leave the stocking on because there's nothing else that conflicts with them. The lights are not a problem. So now we have clearly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 baubles. Just below 10. 10 is an issue too because then you have a 2-digit number. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3. I'm going to count these again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 9. I had 9 before. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Good. And there's 3 candy canes, none hiding anywhere. 1, 2, 3 stars. Nothing on the presents here. No matching. The shapes of their presents are 6. So that'll be fine. So I had another image there I wanted to use. I had a Christmas chest. I wanted to put a chest in there as well. And so this Christmas chest, that one looks nice. Or it's this one. I'm almost thinking, I gotta check the background first, which one will work better. This one looks more like a chest, but this one looks more Christmassy. I don't know which one to use here. I actually prefer, this one has a lock I'd have to get rid of, but I might just get rid of the middle part anyways. I'm trying to see if these things would actually fit on there or not. Gonna have to change some text here around. Okay, that's fine. So when I was looking around for Christmas chests, the best one, the best graphic I found, absolutely the best graphic for Christmas chest is this one. It's a Christmas chest. Thank you very much for Studio Stocks for the Christmas chest. I don't know. I'm not gonna use that one though. Here's some other chests. Whether these ones are better or not, they're isolated more. They're not as Christmassy though. But can you have too much Christmas? Aha, see, this one has candy canes. That's a problem. I don't want candy canes because it screws up the count here. And I don't like trickery. Like some puzzles would say, ha, you forgot those candy canes. And that's just bullshit. You don't want trickery and red herrings like this. So let's not use that one. You don't want to clean it up. So I'm going to use this gift. But I need a place to put those symbols. And the ribbon goes on the top. Where would I put them? On the bottom? That chest would have to be pretty damn big then, right? Because if I have it on the bottom, the chest would have to be huge. So maybe I don't want that one either. Was one of these... Oh, man. How do I get it? How do I get a box fitting in here well? Let's take this one, and I want to see if it fits. I want to see how big this would have to be. If I put that there, damn, these would have to be quite small, right? You could definitely see them though. And I'd have to move the graphic around. But that chest is super big. Why don't they have one that's bigger on the bottom? If I clipped it off to the top, that's a bit weird. I'm not super happy with that, the way it'd work. And this is going to be the same issue. I can put it on the top, though, in those ones there. What happens if I take the blue one? Great, just copy this here. Move that around. These can go on the top in this one. They're still quite small. I'm in some sort of group now, whatever. Get out of this group. You could definitely see that. This is smaller. These chests come from the same guy. Knowing that these are the exact same, I might be able to go with this one instead. And get rid of the ribbon and put these on the top. Because on the top, they get to be a lot bigger. I could even just leave the ribbon. Get rid of partial of the ribbon. Okay, I'm going to go with that one. I have to clean up the lock a bit though. All right. And this is going to have to go somewhere over here, somewhere else. We'll play around with that a bit there. But what I want is that graphic, first of all. I want this one. Present. No, chest. Chest. Christmas chest. Stick that one in the file as well. Who made this thing? This was baby Sophia. Baby Sophia. What do I have for the rest here? Answer. We've got to fix the rest of this. It's okay. Now I'm going to do something crazy. I don't need these anymore. I'm going to try to open that one directly in Inkscape. Sometimes if it's a simple enough file, it will work. Internal import. Let's see what happens. It might have actually worked this time. The thing is the internal import, and this is what bugs me about it, is that it doesn't always get the groups right. Oh, this one seems to have done all right. So that's good. Let's just take this chest. Let's get out of here. I usually copy the whole thing so I don't touch the original file. Put the chest over here. Wow, that's huge. Go away, go away. Go away, way, 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 way. No. Oops, that was no good. Sorry, I'm ruining your graphic. I don't want it so much, the bottom part. There we go. Get rid of that. It's now a group. And I could put these on the top. I can make them nice and bright to stand out for now. Put them on the front. They're going to be there. I don't know where they're going to fit. Okay. So the question was before, can I put a background graphic in here? Like I have that real background graphic, or I just leave it like this. I kind of like the simplicity of this. If I put the background graphic in, it might become too much, but it will stand out. Standing out might be good. So let me try it quickly. Import. Where is this? I'm not in the right place. I'm going to link this thing. I'm just going to quickly, roughly do it. Well, it would be pretty. Text-wise, I have an issue, though. How do I get the text on there? Whoops, no, did it. So we're going to group this all together now, too. And what I could do is I could move this over. That would let me put the, damn you. That'd let me put the box here. That's an option. Cut the border back there. I drew like the one, let's try this one. I gotta figure out how this one works. Okay. This has to be cut off though. Cut this off and it's got to go into the layers into the background. What? How do I get this clipping correctly? All right, this one. This isn't making any sense. I'm positive I've done like clipping like lots and lots before. All right, if you create a circle, put this set clip. You get a circle. So why, when I do this, well, it works there. So what's the problem over here? Send you to the back. One forward. Set the clip. There we go. That's what I wanted. Now this one needs to have a stroke on it. Can I have a stroke on it? 5 pixels. And I guess my clip object cannot have a stroke. Well, that sucks. That's really weird. I thought it could have a stroke, so we'll just get rid of the cover in this one. There we go. Now it's clipped. Okay, now I have to finish off the rest now. There's snow down there. I don't know where we're going to put the answer thing here. edA-qa's room should clearly go right up in the corner there. I think. This whole group can go up a bit. I shouldn't have used the arrows. It's going to take a little while now. To fill up the space a bit more. Could go over ever so slightly. All right. Then you can check the answer down here. Might change the size of that. And the answer is going to be at Christmas tree. Ah, good. It fits better too. That's even perfect. Even better. So, how do you open the Christmas chest? So this is getting really close to the end now. I don't know if that's the order I want those things in, because that looks a little bit weird there. I'd rather have this in the middle somewhere. So let's ungroup that for a second. I think I'd rather have the cane here. The canes are both 3s, so let's put the star at the end. Cane looks weird this way, so it's going to turn it this way slightly, or this way. Because it doesn't have enough horizontal space to it. The other ones are a bit bigger. That's fine. Let's do this. Those aren't the right color now. I'm just trying to get them in the right place. Space them evenly? Nope, space evenly failed. There's no option to that's what I want. That's the one. I want the centers to be did. That's the perfect one right there. Now, there's enough space to make it a bit, to spread them out more, but I'd rather make it a bit bigger. Like, we really want to have this fill up the space here so it's obvious. What I'm going to do here is modify this lock, though. So it's now a magical lock instead. It's not a keyhole, because that's a bit distracting. What is it then there? These symbols here now can go up a bit like that. They need to have something that's pretty there, something that stands out. How can I make those stand out? This chest should lose the snowflakes in the back there, because that's a distraction. Come on, go there. Zoom in. There we go. Oh, what's happened there? Oh, well, whatever. Too small. It's a little small notice. Not in the final game. This is a static image. Affect that here. So those could almost actually be the color down there. Because this one looks weird, as I'm going to make all these ones have no fill and have a border though. And with this one here, we're going to make that border pixels to be 5. It's roughly the shape of the one down there, a bit smaller. Let's make it a bit smaller. 4, and then everything should be rounded. Rounded, 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 rounded. I don't know why this star doesn't have rounded points. That's unfortunate. Unfortunate for the star that it's not rounded, but what can I do? This one now looks too big. Let's shrink that one a bit, as does this one. This one could be a tad bit smaller, and it should be facing straight up. This one now also, this is actually not the right shape now. That's roughly the right size. There we go. Stars should be a bit small. If I keep making them all smaller, I'm going to want to make them all smaller and smaller and smaller, which is, that's bad. Let's make that one bigger. Okay, let's go back to arrange and align. Let's get the centers correctly. Let's get them vertically centered like that. Although they are centered aligned, it feels as though this one's visually a bit off. That feels a bit more correct. The alignment actually more like this. Okay, this all feels in the wrong place, but it's because of the top and bottom that it looks like that. Now, we make them blend in. Ah! Ah! All right. No. Let's just get rid of this one. Because that one's not a stroke. That's the issue there. I should have made it a stroke. It would have been so much easier. There. That's what the number is now. So now there's a way to stick the number in. Okay, so I have edA-qa's room at the top. I have the answer down there. And now I need the question. What is the code for the chest? And how do I clue this in? I've forgotten the chest code. What is the chest code? I've forgotten the code for the chest. The best presents are in the large chest. But what's the code? This layout, I have the issue of where do I put this? I could put it up here in white or down here in black. Or I put it in two separate things. Probably better for layout anyways. Kind of did that backwards. Let's do this right aligned here. But what's the code? See if that makes sense. And this one is now make this white. Whatever that white is. Or the blue. No, whatever that white is. The best presents are in the large chest. So, center aligned or right aligned? Right aligned looks like this. Get it lined up with that. The best presents are in the chest, but what's the code? Yeah, no. This layers, get rid of the background layer first. So this is also going to be center aligned. What's the code? The looks long, so let's put it in 1, 2 lines. But what's the code? Here actually lines up correctly, but here sits in the space better. And down here, this fits in the space better. Here it doesn't align correctly. I think that's okay. These are hints you can find on the thing. What's the code? Should it be bigger, or is that clear to read? Zoom out a bit. You can still read it. You can still see everything at phone type size. Always getting messages. So I think I have it, though. I think this is good enough. I spent enough time on it. These are just fun little things anyways. I gotta go back to doing puzzles now. Oh, I've been done this too long. It's fun to do these things, though. Okay, so. So I'm actually going to split this up into this, though. But what's the code? And the art source. I have the 2 art sources. And the answer is, the code is circle. And we said the baubles are. The baubles are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Answer's 9. And there are 3 candy canes. 3 candy canes. 9, 3. And squares. There are 6 presents, and stars. It's a big star, and there's 2 stars in the tree just to piss you off. It's not meant to trick you. They just happen to be there. I don't like them in the position, but they're not grouped correctly, so I don't want to go hunt them around. This is a Christmas tree. Christmas tree. I don't feel like doing the prompt thing today, so I'm just going to split it up this way. The best presents are in the large chest. But what's the code? Okay, that's my Christmas tree. It's very different than the last one. It's a very bright and standing out, which is going to make it stand out even more. It's actually a relatively simple puzzle if you know basic counting puzzles. I mean, relatively simple in the sense that, it's not a big deal. If you've done a lot of puzzles, it'd be very clear for you what these are. So that's what I have. I have the code there. Where is this? I have this. This is the code, the art source, the tree, Christmas tree. I have my server running, so in theory, I can actually build this now. How do I build it again? Just build single Christmas tree. And I can test that locally. Actually, I like that present better. This present's better. I should have put them in. Too late. No. Focus. Gingerbread man, Christmas tree. There it is. The big Christmas tree puzzle. What is the answer here? Something like this is wrong. So what do we say it was again? I count them all again to double check. You'll notice I double check, triple check, and recheck puzzles just to make sure I'm not seeing anything wrong. No bobbled. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. They're the hardest to count. 9. 3 candy canes. 3 candy canes. And I can put spaces in here too, just so the code should accept any of them. And there are 3 stars. Yay. 9363. That is the code. 9363. There's the puzzle. What is the status of this? I'm going to remove some of those first. Just deploy game singles. edA-qa's cat. So I usually run to edA-qa's cat, but edA-qa's room is now Christmas tree. No, what happened? Damn it. Sometimes I wonder about you. Firefox. Christmas tree. This is loaded as a WebP then, of course. So I'll put it in the chat just so for completeness we have it for a chat. Christmas tree. I'll put it in the link in the show description as well. The link will be in the description, but it's your Christmas tree. It's already up and running. So as you said, this is not this number, 9363. There we go. I deploy it, and I got to fix up this later, but I spent so much time on this today that I'm just going to leave it. And a bit rough. Boxes, yeah, boxy, okay. Star, maybe. This might be hard enough. I'm going to see what happens with this. So that's my show for today. I did another puzzle, the Christmas room puzzle. And this is for the signals. I've done several of them. I can post these. You can freely post these wherever you want. This is kind of the promotion here. It has my name on it. It has the room on it. It has the link. And it's a productive link. It's really hard to cut out my name. That's fine. The graphic is incomplete without it. That part of the reason why I chose such a graphic, you can't clip off the important bits. And this is for, like I say, for the game edA-qa's Room. Carnival is out now. Carnival is a point-and-click adventure puzzle game. It's been really well with the reviews. People really liked it. And as Maria Spaceship says, it revolutionizes the point-and-click genre. Lots of fun. I recommend checking it out. There are games there. You can follow me on Twitter. I post all of these to Facebook and Twitter, and eventually Instagram. They'll like to space it out with some recipes. And that's my show for today. I hope you enjoyed watching it. I wish you a Merry Christmas, and we'll see you again probably in a week. Thank you very much.